Balance is as important as we age. It can help prevent us from injuries if we fall. Here's a few simple exercises that you can do to improve your balance. Remember, the more consistent you are, the better your results may be. So we're going to start off standing up. So go ahead and walk up to the front of your mat, Lynn. Miss Joan, will you walk up as well or stand up? There you go. So we'll turn and face this direction, and I'm going to move your chair over to your side. So you can always hold on to a chair to help your balance. But now we're just going to focus on our posture. So standing up nice and tall, move the head back in space just a little bit to stack the head over the shoulders over the hips, and the hips right over the ankles. Now let's just start to deepen our breath. So remembering with our balance, our inner ear and our vision have a huge thing to do with it. So we want to be able to use the eyes in our proprioception, so knowing where the body is in space. So let's go back, take a deep inhale through your nose, exhale out through the mouth, but I want you to find one little place to look at. So somewhere on the floor, again, using our vision, let's take the weight into the left foot, and we're gonna pull the right knee up and go ahead and hold on to it. So with Lynn, she may hold on to the knee, but if you need to tap the foot, that would be perfectly fine as well. But stand up here nice and tall. Again, feeling the fullness of that left foot. Then as you exhale, let's just lower that right knee back to the mat. Take a moment, shake out your left ankle if you need to. Go back to your breath. And then we'll place the weight into the right foot and draw the left knee up. So you could always switch your hand to a different chair if you needed to. We're gonna hold that knee up just as high as you can, strengthening the muscles, the psoas muscles, the hip flexors. Good job. Now let's lower that foot right back to the floor. Again, taking a break, shaking your ankles out if you need to, but keeping your eyes kind of focused on that focal point that's gonna help our balance. Let's go back to that right foot. So we're gonna lift the right knee right back up. You can always hold on to it if you need to, but see if you can start to make some circles with that knee. And you can go clockwise or you can go counterclockwise. One may be easier than the other. You can see Miss Joan using her hand. That's perfectly fine. Lynn, of course, is not. They're both good. They're both going to help you greatly. So lower the right foot back to the floor. We'll take the weight back into the right foot and then lift the left knee up. Again, maybe you go one direction, maybe you go both directions, but I want you to find a place that challenges yourself. Some days you may do 2, some days you may do 20. It's all good. Go ahead and lower your left foot. Let's take a deep breath again. Watching for your posture, so move the skull back in space. If anything changed, good job. Now we're going to do some calf raises to strengthen the muscles of the lower limbs that, again, are so important as we balance and as we age. So let's push up onto those big toe mounds. Really magnet your ankles together. And then exhale, you'll lower the heels back to the floor. Beautiful. Inhale, we'll push back up. Exhale, you'll lower back down. Try to keep the posture in mind as you're moving. Let's do that maybe 2 or 3 more times. Again, they're doing 5 for me, but you can always do as many as you need to where you feel a challenge. Let's do 2 more. Good job. Keeping a tone in that lower belly, keeping that posture nice and tall. 1 more. You got it. Great job, ladies. And then lower yourself back to the floor and let's just kind of shake it out there. Okay, so taking the weight back into our left foot. Now you're gonna kick that right leg right back behind me, or right back towards me, Miss Joan. Yeah, firming that glute, beautiful. Lynn, of course, is doing it without the chair, and then you'll just bring the foot back where it was. Take the weight into the right foot, and then we'll kick back with the left foot. So we're strengthening the glute muscle. Try not to lean forward. Yeah, using that strong glute that's a big mover. It's also a stabilizer in the body. Take your left foot back to the mat. Now let's take the right leg and just take it towards the window a little bit. So just out to the side. Try not to tip the pelvis at all. Then you're gonna do that same thing with the left foot. So again, strengthening the muscles of the hip. You could do this one time, you could work up to 10, or maybe even more to where you might feel more of a challenge. Good job. Let's do one more on each side. So out to the side, there you go. Beautiful, you can always tap that foot if you need to. And then we'll do that left side one more time, taking the weight back into the right foot. Good job, Lynn. And then lowering both feet to the floor. Shake it out a little bit. Now we're gonna do a little tandem walk. A little bit more challenging because we're taking away the base of our support. So Lynn's gonna start at the back of her mat. She's gonna find one focal point again to look at, and she's gonna step the left foot in front of the right, trying to keep the heel toe touching. Now Miss Jones, since we're using the chair, of course her range of where she's going isn't gonna be as much. So we're gonna step the right foot forward. See if you can touch your left big toe. Good job, Miss Joan. And then we'll take the weight into the right foot as we draw the left foot forward, trying to take the heels to the toes. Beautiful. So again, this is challenging these small muscles in the ankle, in the feet. So just doing the best you can, and then you can start to come backwards, Miss Joan. Lynn, of course, will go back up to the front of the mat. Now, if she wanted to challenge her balance more, she could start to move her vision from side to side as she's walking forward and back. Maybe she would want to close her eyes, but again, it's harder than what you think to balance. So Miss Joan can move her vision as she walks forward. Good job, just staying as close as she can to the chair. Again, trying to make sure we don't topple over. Beautiful. Next time you come up to the front of your mat, Lynn, just stop there. Miss Joan, just come back and bring your feet together. And we'll just take a moment, just kind of shake it out. Go back to your breath. Are you breathing? I'm sure she is. Maybe you exhale through the mouth. Good job. So just bring your feet back side by side, Miss Joan. There you go. All right. So moving on to some gait work. Gait is the way we walk. So we're going to step the right foot forward. There you go. Take your left foot behind you a little bit more, Miss Joan. Good. Now we're going to push off of the left big toe mound. And then as we take the weight back into the left foot, we'll flex the right toes back towards our face. Beautiful. Let's do that again. So take the right foot to the floor, pushing off of that big toe mound, and then left heel comes down as we flex that left foot back. Keep going. Again, you could do this multiple times. Maybe you're doing it twice. Some days you'll need more than you will other days. Let's go for one more. Forward. One more back. Watch your breath. Keep that head moving back in space. Good job. And then just bring your feet side by side and shake it out again. Let's roll our shoulders maybe. How you feeling here, Miss Joan? Good. Awesome. So now we're going to take the left foot forward and the right foot will be back behind you. Awesome. So push off of the right big toe mound. Good job. And then as you bring the right heel back, you'll flex the left toes, working those ankles. Try to spread the toes even as far apart as you can from one another. Again, you can always close the eyes to amp it up a little bit. Maybe again, you move the vision, work in that proprioception and where the body is in space. Also knowing the inner ear has a huge thing to do with our balance. Let's take one more forward, one more back. Always going back to the breath, feeling this foundation. And then you'll bring both feet back beside one another and you'll shake it out there. Good job. I'm going to take this chair back behind you, Miss Joan, and you're going to sit down. There you go. Very nice. Just remember, all it takes is 10 minutes a day to start. Maybe you work up to 30 minutes or until you feel challenged, but remember, consistency is key.